This is Notes from the... My name is Chris. Welcome back to Notes from the Pastor's Office. Today I want to talk to you about the Bible miniseries that is airing on the History Channel on Sunday nights, I believe for the next few weeks. The ratings are in and it's a huge hit. A lot of people are watching it. It's getting a lot of buzz. Now, my regular viewers might very well have expected me to do a couple of episodes on this miniseries. I would expect maybe one or two more because it is a cultural phenomenon. Now, I'm not going to speak to the content. I'm not going to speak to the content because that's not my expertise. There are a lot of my friends in the blogosphere and online that do that a lot better, so I'm going to leave that to them. I'm going to talk about the pop culture aspect. Mainly, this first episode that I'm going to do about it has to do with Mark Burnett and Roma Downey. Of course, Mark Burnett is the scion of Survivor and The Voice, and Roma Downey you might remember from the 90s television show Touched by an Angel. Well, they have teamed up to put this miniseries together, and as their story goes, they sat their children down to watch the Ten Commandments, and their children looked back at them and said, this is crap, I can't watch this. So they decided to put a lot of money and energy into creating this Bible miniseries that is now airing on the History Channel. Now, like I said, I'm not going to do on the content. Mine's going to be more pop culture. And as I was looking at a lot of the media that has been done on this, they've done a lot of interviews. Unfortunately, they did an interview with Glenn Beck. Now, if you want your project to be you want it to redound to someone else's benefit, you take it to Glenn Beck because he will co-opt it. And if there's any way for him to make a buck off of it, he will. Good or bad, that's what's going to happen, but I was a little disappointed that they did that. But one of their other articles that they wrote for the Wall Street Journal, it's an op-ed that ran on March 3rd, Google that, is called Why Should the Bible Be Taught in Schools? I would definitely recommend you read this. It's a good point. I think it's a good point. You might expect me, regular listeners know that I tend to be a more liberal guy, and that you might not expect me to be behind an idea like this, but I am. I'm a huge fan of this idea. Now, their article starts out by using a lot of idioms and phrases that you would, for no other reason, find anywhere else but in the Bible, which I thought was a little bit of a hokey turn to take in the article, but the argument that they make is great. They said religion and faith don't have anything to do with it, but the biblical literacy is an academic forte, and I know this because as a student at Ball State University, part of the curriculum is that you have to take communications courses, and during the course of those classes, you make a few speeches, and you have to do a lot of research on these. One of those I chose to do was on the Bible. And when you start researching this, you start researching biblical literacy, you understand that the Bible is a huge tool for the school system to be able to use. It increases test scores, and across the board it does this. It benefits to a lot of people and for a lot of the academic community. So I've been behind this idea for a while, though I haven't really lent my voice to any efforts to get it into any school systems that my children have personally been a part of. But that's besides the point. Anyway, I just wanted to pass this along to you because I thought it was a really important and a really significant idea that a lot of us can get behind. One of the concerns with it, and I understand this concern, is that you would have teachers teaching their faith, and that's something that I would make a big asterisk, something we make sure to check, because I don't want my kids' teachers to teach them the faith that I want them to learn. I just wouldn't. My children's teachers, my sons, because my daughter isn't old enough to get there yet, but my son's teachers have all been amazing teachers, but except for a couple, I don't really know their faith. So I would want my children to learn my faith, but I want them to know the Bible, and so that's why I would be behind this, because not only is it good for Not only is it good to understand it as a Christian, to learn it, to be educated in it, and to have a working knowledge of it, but it helps in every area of academia across the board. Why wouldn't we want to do this? But, as I said, a big asterisk would be that you'd have to keep faith out of it. And that's the point that, thankfully, that Roma and Mark make in their article, and an article which I suggest all of you read. Why can't the Bible be taught in schools? It's a good question, and it's what I wanted to bring to you today. As always, you can follow me on Twitter, ICanHasGospel, gospel spelled with a Z. You can find me on Facebook, and as always, you can follow me on my blog, www.notesfromthepastor'soffice.com. I recently posted my 300th post, so I want to thank everyone for their loyal readership over the past couple of years, and here's to the next 300 posts. That's it for this week. We'll see you next time.